air, okay? If you have a complaint about me or you want to support me, you get on the air. I mean, listen, no one's going to push back. They're going to give you a chance as long as you're respectful to speak your mind. Because, listen, it doesn't matter who's right or wrong. 2 people are dead. We had another incident of what could have really gotten out of hand in nearby Springfield, just a few miles from where I sit. It could have happened that quick, okay? And if we don't talk about this stuff and try to come to some sort of resolution, who knows what's going to happen? It's scary. Here's Darla in Beaver up next with your Pratt Pack KDKA. Hey, Darla. Darlene, go ahead.
Yeah, hi, Rob. Dave just kind of stole my thunder. He was wonderful. Did it happen in Springdale or Springfield? Which town is that?
But in Springdale.
This local protest.
Yeah, Springdale. Yep.
Yeah, well, I wish more of the media would televise the ISIS statement, because one of them did. I can't remember if it's KDKA on TV or WTAE I saw this morning. I said that person, that Flores immigrant, didn't appear for his hearings. So ICE has every reason to question, his citizenship here. If he's not showing up for hearings, I don't understand why it isn't being televised more. And the other thing I wanted to say is these local communities that don't want to cooperate with ICE, they're putting their neighborhoods in danger because they're forcing ICE to go into them to get these guys. I don't blame ICE. I blame them. They saw what happened in Minnesota. Why do they want that to happen here? The only thing I can think of is they don't want these Democrats, and I hate to say one party or the other, but it's basically Democrats, don't want ICE. They don't want deportation. They don't want, guess what? We just saw it on TV. They don't want voter ID. Who doesn't want voter ID? That's a non-brainer. That's an 80-20 issue in this country. Even Democrats want voter ID. They want secure elections. 70% of the voters that are Democrat want voter ID. So look who's causing the problem. Then you have these local politicians like DeLuzio running to Springdale or Springfield, wherever that is.
No, it's Springdale.
And Springdale. And he's getting on the bandwagon, too. You see what they're doing? It's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. We can't have this. We have to have enforcement of our laws. We will not be a country if we let this happen. I just hope we don't have any tragedies. I'm afraid it's going to happen.
Well, look.
And the Democrats are letting it happen.
Well, you can tell all the stories that I brought up today. And as I said, when I got this extra hour of open talk, I kept thinking, what do I do? What do I do? So I started going back and checking some of my social media. This thing is like blowing up all over my social media. Everybody has a strong opinion about it because I think people know we're on the edge of this thing and it could go in the wrong direction. I think people, instead of saying it's this way or that way, we better figure a way to communicate and fix it because it's about ready to implode again.
I agree.
All right, Darlene, thank you so much. Have a great night. Let's go to Craig in West Virginia. Mr. Craig, how are you, sir?
Good, Rob. How you doing today?
2 in a row, man. Weekend. You never get up and call me, but I'm glad you're here. Go ahead.
Well, I listened this morning also. Let's. Everybody keeps talking about law and order. You know, they were talking about Alex Preddy bringing a loaded gun to a protest. Why was Kyle Rittenhouse put up on a pedestal and claimed a hero by the Republican Party? Not only did he bring a loaded AK or AR-15, he killed 3 people, and yet he was put up on a pedestal and marked a hero. Listen, this is not a chicken or the egg. This is not a chicken or the egg situation. There were no protests until the ICE agents were breaking every amendment known to mankind. The 10th Amendment allows a governor and allows a mayor not to cooperate with a federal agency, and here is why. This is the legality of the whole thing. The Renee thing was a little different than Preddy. What happened with Preddy, seeing him on the ground, 2 ICE agents 10 feet away, firing 7 more shots into him like an animal, is the craziest thing I've ever seen happen in this country. But here's the legality.
Now, wait a minute. Renee, good, and I'm not trying to compare because they were both sad and should have never happened. I mean, that's why I think things need to be dialed back when it comes to ICE. I mean, she was shot like 4 or 6 times. I mean, I can't figure why you unload the entire round into someone who's down and obviously distressed and possibly already dead. So that's a question that I totally understand why you brought that up. Go ahead.
And here's the legality of the whole thing. Those 2 ICE agents that fired those extra 7 rounds into Preddy, they are going to be able to have that. If they are brought to trial, they will have that thing transferred up to a federal court, and they will have immunity. But if you are a deputy sheriff or a state trooper and you were standing beside those 2 ICE agents, your cases are going to be held in a state court. You will not have the immunity protections of a federal agent. The 2 ICE agents will get away with it, and the people standing by as a deputy sheriff or a state trooper, they will not have the same protections, and they will go down. Just like the George Floyd situation. Those other 3 officers that got caught up in that, they weren't on George Floyd's neck, but guess what? They were standing there. The same thing would happen. That's why you have the 10th Amendment. It gives them the right to not participate because they don't have the same protections. Once again, this is not a chicken or the egg situation. The people that are being picked up are here legally. When the ICE agents started using battering rams and busting out windshields with their batons, that's when the protest started. This is not chicken or the egg. ICE was bad, the protest came, and guess what? ICE is gone. The protests work. You have to fight tyranny, and that's what happened.
So you can't be telling me even if it means more people have to die, the fight has to go on.
This is what I'm telling you, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. If I'm driving down through the northern panhandle and I'm pulled over by ICE and they pop my windshield with a baton, 1 out of those 5 people are going to have their hands full. And I mean, and I'm going to get my head beat in, but 1 out of those 5 agents are going to have a handful, and they're going to be, holy crap, do you see how fast he came out of that car? You got to fight against this. If it's going to be a rule of laws, both sides got to follow the law. The ICE agents aren't following the law. They are arresting people that are here legally. On Thursday, a federal judge just told Donald Trump to get the planes fired up. All those people deported under asylum, bring them back so that they have due process.
All right, listen, I want you to take a breath. And before you go, I got to get one thought from you. And I got lots of folks that want to talk about this because of what happened in Springdale. You think they are stepping back, or do you think they're just regrouping? ICE, go ahead, quickly.
Oh, no, I think you're exactly right. I think that they're going to be either dismantled, but it'll be a whole different can of worms after what took place.
All right. I appreciate you, Craig. We'll be here all week at night. Give us a call. All right. We got Phil. We got Joe. We got many more. We're going to get to all of you, or at least as many as I can in the final few minutes of the 9 o'clock hour. Take a short break. We'll come back. Busy morning with your Pratt Pack, KDKA. Good morning.
It's the little things. The information you need. People you know. The little things that make a big difference. The voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
A warmer, safer winter in every home across Pittsburgh is why NRG is proud to sponsor the 18th annual Warmathon and honored to share in this city's generous spirit. When you pick NRG as your energy supplier, you'll have the power to do more, like earn cash back and travel rewards, or even contribute to local nonprofits just for paying your bill. With NRG, giving back is built in. Learn more and switch today at picknrg.com.
Heart disease is the leading cause of death in the United States. So when it comes to your heart, there's no room for compromise. At UPMC Heart and Vascular Institute, innovation, technology, and world-class expertise come together to treat the most complex heart cases, redefining what's possible for patients who need it most. Getting your heart checked can save your life. Schedule your appointment with the region's leader at upmc.com/heart.
What if you could buy a flippable, two-sided mattress made with the finest materials that cost less than other luxury brands? This is Greg Trzynski of the Original Mattress Factory, and this is exactly what you'll find with our new Orthos line, available exclusively at OMF. We build these by hand using premium materials like wool and cotton. It's old-world craftsmanship with modern comfort, our most extraordinary sleep system. Built locally at a price other luxury brands just can't match. Visit the Original Mattress Factory and experience the Orthos line for yourself.
My son loves to fly kites, but my active psoriatic arthritis can sometimes hold me back. Now with Skyrizi to treat my skin and joints, I'm ready to go. Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults, helps with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. For those who also have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible with just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi today and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
SchultzFord.com, 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 SchultzFord.com.
Everything you need, every time you listen. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
If you want to get in here and talk about the Springdale incident or ICE in general, give us a call. We're going to wrap up the hour with this. Lots of people wanting to respond, and if I have time, I'll get to some of the direct messages that were sent me, and they continue to pour into my social media platform. A lot of folks have strong opinions on this. Let's go to Phil in Homewood. By the way, we do have a couple of lines available, 866-391-1020. Hey, Phil.
Good morning, sir. Happy Sunday.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, your previous caller, now he had a lot of my main points, and he sort of took me off track. But what I want to say is about these arrests. Like, you can't arrest somebody and say they're illegal just by looking at them. And so they're taking these people to jail, then to find out they're citizens, but by that time they're on a plane and rendition to parts unknown. Then they said they were going after the worst of the worst. Only 14% have said they have criminal records, but it didn't say they were in the country illegally. And for them to just go around and just bullying people, knocking women to the ground, taking little children. I mean, when you work for a coward, he makes you do cowardly things. This is not helping us in one bit as far as keeping people safe, because we know that people can only be pushed so far. So all these people talking about these people like they're talking about them like they're a statistic. Where's the grace? Where's the mercy? Where's the thankfulness that we're able to walk the streets of the United States of America and somewhat freedom? I am a person of color. I am afraid for my children to walk down the street. There was an ICE raid at a food bank that's across the street from me in East Liberty. Now people are afraid to come and get food. I didn't see no criminals there. I didn't see no heroin being sold or no fentanyl being sold. So all these people out here, we're Christian people, but not Christ-like. And he says to welcome the immigrant, let them work, let them make their way and through the process. And you just can't keep on just killing people, arresting people that you don't know. And that judge will never get those people back. There's innocent people torn from their families. Their whole lives are ripped apart, and they were in here trying to do the right thing. So how can you have it both ways?
All right, Phil, listen, I just lost a couple of callers, so I can spend a little bit more time with you. So let me ask you something. Okay. What do you do to do it the right way? How do you do it to do it the right way?
When you come into the country, you register. Once you register, you wait for your hearing. Once you have your hearing, you show up. You do everything in the country that they ask you to do. Find work, find housing, and keep your nose clean. And, we know it takes years, but we know these people that are sitting out there. They beat up an old man at the Home Depot. What kind of threat was he? They pushed a woman to the ground. What kind of threat was she? They bullied Congress people. What kind of threat are they to our well-being? And for the people to condone this and then go to church on Sunday and act like everything's all right, the Bible is clear. It says when you go to heaven, he'll say, I never knew you. Because you know why? He's going to say you never knew him. And you need to be wary of that. And these are Christian folks calling you. These ain't just a run-of-the-mill, this average Joe Schmo agnostic or atheist. These are so-called Christian right. And this is what they want to do to people.
Well, let me share. Okay, Phil, I appreciate it. Let me share a couple of these with the audience. By the way, 866-391-1020. Got a handful of minutes left if you want to get in here under the wire before the news, top of the hour. The person who pushed the photographer and tried to punch somebody else was wearing a T-shirt that said God something or other with crosses on it. He yelled obscenities at these people, and he was arrested for disorderly conduct. Also, that Springdale illegal alien refused to show up for hearing, so he broke immigration laws, something we were just talking about. ICE was enforcing laws. Get the facts. These radical protesters need to stop trying to harass ICE. They are causing problems. Supporting illegals who refuse to pay by immigration rules is not a cause that I support. Also, we have this. It's from Judy. She says, mass deportation illegal is illegal. So those are just a couple of things. And honestly, this thing is really going crazy. If you want to see what I'm talking about, it's on my social media platforms right now. And I just kind of reiterated, and I began the show talking about what went down in Springdale. And if I have a little bit of time before we get out of here, I'll kind of, go through that story that I opened the show with just a little while ago. But I do know this. If we do not find a way to get to some sort of common ground on this, these little skirmishes, these little sparks, okay, like we had in Springdale. But I believe if you were in Springdale and you saw some of this stuff happening, it felt more than like a little spark. I'm sure there were people who were just in that part of that community who witnessed it and were absolutely frightened to death. I mean, you could hear Phil talking about what he just witnessed from afar. It scares people. It really does. All right, here's JT. Let's get to JT up next. JT, you're on the air, KDK with your Pratt Pack. How you doing?
Hey, buddy. I've been listening to you for a whole bunch of time. What I want to say is that you're a wonderful man. You're a great man. You know that already, but I want to tell you that. I want to say that the day I was born, I kissed the ground because I was in the Marines for most of my life, and I can tell you, people calling the station, they have no idea how the rest of the world lives. And the idea that we could call into a radio station and you give the privilege of a pontification and letting us express our opinion is wonderful. And that's what freedom is all about. And for people to low-life a president, whether it be Biden or whether it be Trump or whether it be Obama, whoever it is, in my opinion, is anti-American. So if you want to call people names, Pittsburgh, we're Americans, folks. It's one nation under God, indivisible, right?
Yep. Listen.
And that's what we yeah. And you only get in this world, you know this, Rob, what you work for. Anything worth having is worth working for. So, yeah, if you have that opinion, vote your conscience. But at the same time, make sure you're getting the truth. And that truth means that you have to have what's called empirical knowledge, facts. There is such thing as empirical facts, meaning there's truth and then lie. Strive to find the truth. And you only do that. When I was a young man, I asked my father, I'm a black man, I'm a Christian, but I'm Jewish also, by the way, folks. And I joined the U.S. Marines. And they gave me a lot in my life, a lot.
Well, I'm going to end on this note. You may be the most rational caller I've ever had in my entire 40-plus years of broadcasting. So a job well done, JT. I don't know if this is the first time you've ever called, but I truly hope that you call again. I was just telling somebody earlier today, I know it works because of the brand. I grew up listening to KDK, now under that wonderful flag that is Odyssey. But people have to talk. They want to communicate. I'm getting more callers from all over the region. And I mean new callers, young callers, first-time callers. So this is stuff that really matters. And if we don't talk about it and we don't learn from history, we're going to be doomed to repeat it. And we cannot let what happened in Minneapolis happen here or anywhere else in the country. And the only way that you come to some sort of conclusion to make life better, you got to open up the dialogue. And you have to give and take. And as long as we do that, there's hope. All right, stay with us. I'm not done. Lots of things to do before this Marathon Sunday comes to an end at 1 o'clock. We got Accurate Solutions, then 2 hours at the Coons Market Black and Gold Sunday Show, KDKA.
The Big K Morning Show with Larry Richards.
There is a 211 number. It's a helpline. Lieutenant Governor Austin Davis is trying to get a hike. It's part of the budget proposal. Joining us is Senator Wayne Fontana.
Certainly a credible and respected organization for many, many years. But it's a helpline for anyone that has any kind of issue.
Weekday mornings 5:30 to 10 on the Voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for mom.
Don't delay in getting that plumbing repair done. Call Palucci Plumbing today for all of your plumbing needs. From trenchless sewer repair and waterline repairs and replacement, hot water tanks, sewer camera inspections, to Pittsburgh potty repairs, no job is too small for Palucci Plumbing. Owners Amy and Nick Palucci have been in business for 26 years, so give them a call for your next plumbing repair or replacement. Palucci Plumbing, 412-782-5050. That's 412-782-5050.
Hi, News Radio KDK's Paul Alexander with some really good news. If you're dreaming about a getaway that feels truly refreshing, this September it's time to discover Arizona with me for a 5-day trip based in beautiful scenic Flagstaff. From there, we'll take in the stunning red rocks of Sedona, stand in awe of the Grand Canyon, and relax along the clear blue waters of Lake Powell. It's a perfect mix of natural beauty, easy adventure, and unforgettable views, all at the best time of the year, with fewer crowds and comfortable temperatures. 5 days, incredible scenery, and memories we'll talk about long after we're home. This September date will fill quickly, so don't wait. Visit travelwithkdka.com for all the details and to reserve your spot on this unforgettable Arizona escape. Or you can call my friends at Cruise and Tour, 800-383-3131. That's 800-383-3131. Give Cruise and Tour a call. Or visit travelwithkdka.com to book your trip today.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. After suffering an injury, you may face many hard questions. What will tomorrow bring? Which firm should I choose to represent me and my family? At Morgan & Morgan, we will hold your hand every step of the way. From our one-click sign-up, mobile apps, and 24/7 availability, we make it easy to get your case started right from the comfort of your couch. All firms are not the same. The choice is easy. Morgan & Morgan, for the people. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers. So we build specially adapted homes at Homes for Our Troops. And thanks to our donors and supporters, this life-changing gift of freedom is provided mortgage-free to these veterans. But we need you to join us, too, in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
America, look around. Everywhere you go, prices are still high, rates have been whipsawing markets, and the debt and spending don't exactly scream stability. Experts say diversifying with intention is the #1 secret account that all American smart money uses to hedge against instability. Monetary Gold has been around since 2000, witnessing multiple economic setbacks. If you call now, Monetary Gold will cover up to a lifetime of your IRA fees on qualified accounts. Call Monetary Gold now at 877-NOW-GOLD. That's 877-NOW-GOLD. Performance may vary. You should always consult your financial and tax professional.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
KDKA and KDKA-FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 39 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 10 o'clock. I'm Rob Taylor. Pittsburgh police are investigating after a man was found stabbed downtown at Market Square. The man was found with 2 stab wounds to the head and also to the lower back around 12:30 this morning. He was taken to the hospital in critical condition. He's now been upgraded to stable condition. Police say there are 2 suspects who left the scene in a dark-colored SUV. Crews were continuing their search today for a missing Washington County man along the Mon River. Crews are focused on a stretch of the river in the city of Monongahela under the city's bridge. 26-year-old Shelby Rhodes was last seen in that area a week ago when the river was still covered in ice. Dive teams have searched in the water for Rhodes. So far, no sign of him. Also, crews have used an aerial drone, sonar equipment, as well as underwater drones that teams from the borough of Elizabeth provided. Monongahela Fire Chief Aaron Leeser tells KDKA-TV.
They're like really small submarines, basically, and they have cameras and everything on them, and they can go under and see what we can't see under the ice.
Rhodes' sister, Jessica, isn't giving up hope.
I'm very hopeful he is. If they found nothing for this many hours, where is he? If you're seeing this, please, 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 please come home.
At Wilkinsburg, a fire broke out Saturday evening in an elevator shaft at the Douglas Plaza Apartments on Laketon Road. Multiple people inside the building had to be evacuated. No injuries reported. Cause of the fire under investigation. SWAT personnel shot an individual in Lower Borough, Westmoreland County on Saturday night. After that suspect initially fired shots at responding authorities during a standoff. Police in Lower Borough originally responded to Rogers Drive around 6:30 on Saturday night after reports that a person had fired shots into a nearby residence. Standoff then occurred. Westmoreland SWAT was called in. Eventually, the individual inside the residence allegedly fired multiple shots through a window at SWAT members. SWAT returned fire, striking that individual. He was transported to a Pittsburgh hospital under police custody. No officers were injured in the incident. Well, coming up today at 5 o'clock here on KDKA Radio, Chris Moore retiring after his final broadcast today. Moore was asked on Friday's Big K Morning Show what he's proudest of.
Oh, I think showing Pittsburgh a reflection of itself through some of the documentaries that I have produced, like Wiley Avenue Days, Barbershops, and so many other shows that have had a positive influence on people who watch television.